So yesterday we were talking about the director's comments on fast travel in Dragon's Dogma 2, and that leads directly into what they're calling the journey. And if there's one thing I can say I took away from the first game, which it looks like they are doing in the second game, but at a larger scale, is a sense of a lived-in world. There's definitely a journey because when you leave the safety of the walls of your castle, keep, home, town, whatever, you very quickly find out that that world out there beyond the city walls is dangerous and don't go alone. So you have your pawns with you. But this is a blessing and a curse because what you'll quickly find in Dragon's Dogma 1, and it sounds like it's amped up to 11 here in Dragon's Dogma 2, is that when you're going off and you're running down the road and you have a mission in mind and you're heading towards that destination, but there are, let's just say, a dozen variables that could happen along the way, depending on, are you traveling at day? Are you traveling at night? Do your companions speak the language on the set of ruins that you're going to walk by so that they can be like, oh yeah, over here there's something that might sidetrack you, and you go over here and you find a tomb with a special bow or a special sword or something in it. Or then you hear somebody crying off in the distance and it turns out that it's a child that only is here at a certain time at night, and she's got a quest, help me save my mother from the evil goblins. There's all these things that can happen along the way, and it can feel overwhelming to some players when there is so much going on that distracts them from the main quest, but other people quite like that and either note those things down in a journal for later entry, or they immediately stop the main quest and they turn around and they focus on the side quest because it's like, hey, this is this could be a limited time thing that's happening here, whereas the main quest isn't going anywhere, so we're just gonna go over here and get sidetracked. I think the journey in these games, based on what I saw from Dragon's Dogma 1, is accentuated by the size of the world and the way they do combat and the way there's not a lot of fast travel. Now, there are going to be more ways to fast travel in this game, and they talk about it here in the journey. So I'm going to shut up for a minute. We're actually going to go dig through the website because they've got some super, super good information here. By the way, I wish more companies would do what Capcom has done with Dragon's Dogma's website, because there is so much information here. A lot of the times when you're trying to do pre-launch content around an upcoming video game, you're relying on, like, let's say 30 seconds of footage that they've shown in a game trailer, and you'll see all these content creators going out there using the same 30 seconds of footage chopped up in different ways, overlaid with voiceovers and everything else. I don't have to do any of that with Dragon's Dogma because they have a website where everything is laid out with beautiful screenshots. So let's start off with quests. Oh, by the way, this is the part where I should say, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You never miss an update. If you're new, I daily stream here on Twitch, and that sounded bad because I mixed the words up. But yeah, we're live every single day. I play a lot of different games. Check them all out. There's a Patreon. There's a Discord. I write fantasy and sci-fi. Links are down below. Let's get through this. Quests. Travelers, merchants, soldiers, and other folk go about their daily lives, preoccupied by their own objectives and motives. They all exhibit different emotions. At times, they may lead you to a quest by approaching you and asking for a favor, and if a pawn has knowledge of your current quest accompanies you, they can guide you on your way. In addition to main story objectives, you can receive a variety of quests by speaking with the inhabitants of this world and deepening your relationship with them. Of course, it is up to the player to accept the quest, or to make use of the pawn's guidance. Enjoy that freedom to shape your journey. Got some screenshots here of things happening. Ooh, that tavern shot looks good. So they're just essentially preparing you for the fact that when you go out in the wild, when you're wandering around towns and villages and everything else, everybody you talk to is going to have things to say and possibly quests to offer you. They've all got their own emotions, their own factions. In some cases, you'll need to be doing prerequisites to get to other quests. There's a ton of information out there, but I think the one thing that's really cool, which they kind of did in the first game, but it looks like it's supposed to be better here with the better AI and everything, which is the pawns would say things like, I now have more knowledge about this quest. And they would say, I think it's in this direction. There's a keep over here. So I'm hoping to see that just enhanced, because it was good in the first game, but the AI was a little wonky in some places. From what I've seen so far from the video footage they've shown, this looks to be much, much better now in the second game. Oh, this screenshot just looks absolutely phenomenal. The days and nights. Okay, let me stop before I read what they have to say here, because from the first game I can tell you, It's been a long time since I've played a game. Outward, perhaps, had really good day-night cycles with nighttime being really, really dangerous. But I haven't played too many games where the night times are super dangerous like this, and it's important to make sure that if you're going to go out in the wild, you need to use lights and torches. Now, I can remember when we were developing the Saga of Leucemia, one of the earliest games we look at for torch mechanics was Dragon's Dogma 1 because of this right here. You see how they have their torches hanging on their hips? It's a phenomenal mechanic. I also noticed this in Robin Hood Sherwood Builders the other day. They've got a lantern that you can use that's also on your hip. The lantern uses oil, and so you have to find oil sources to top off your lanterns, and you're going to need lanterns at night because it's dark, and there are really nasty creatures that go around at night that will eat you alive and your face. Like, it's not safe to go out there at nighttime, so you got to have a light source, and you need light sources in caves and everything else. So, great day and night cycle because it is more dangerous at night. And it says here, as in the real world, time is constantly passing and night eventually comes. The night is shrouded in deep darkness. The night is dark and full of terrors. Without a source of light to illuminate your surroundings, finding your way will be a challenge. You will also want to be well prepared for the perils cloaked by the dark of night. If you find a campsite, you may choose to camp out for the night to alleviate fatigue and chat with your allies, and that's another new feature coming to Dragon's Dogma 2, which I highly appreciate, which is the addition of campfires. So if I don't want to deal with night, I no longer have to travel all the way back to town to cycle through to the daytime. I can camp at night. Now, of course, there's the chance that camp can get attacked and other things, but it's a nice mechanic that they've added. Look at those skeletons coming out at night. Creepy. And here's the camps. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. I'm very interested to see more on the campfire system. I don't know that they've dropped a ton of information about that yet. So as soon as they've got more, I'll be covering it because that's something that I need to know more about. Is it like, do you just sleep and that's it? What are the chances of getting woke up? Can you set people in guard positions? Because like if you look at like the Pathfinder games, the Pillars of Eternity games, so on and so forth, you can set up people like you'll have a party member who's really good at doing traps. You'll put them on traps. You'll put another one on guard duty. You'll put another one on ward duty. I don't know if that exists here or if it's just a sleeping mechanic so that it replicates the inn experience without you needing to actually go to an inn to pass the time. And then finally, traveling with ox carts is something new to this game, which allows you to go between important destinations such as towns, border checkpoints, and villages. But it says here that if you choose to doze off while on board an ox cart, you may quickly arrive at your destination, but also can be attacked. They don't actually mention that here, but it is mentioned in all of their press material and everywhere else that these ox carts are potentially going to be attacked along the way, so it's a risk if you choose to doze off. You may find yourself being attacked by griffins, goblins. And they were talking about in the video that we were covering the other day. Hideo was talking about the director. Can't remember, is it Hideo? I don't remember his name now. Was saying that sometimes the ox cart gets destroyed and you have to run because there's no way you're facing that griffin, with who you are, because he's like level 30 or you're level 6 or something. So ox cart allows you to explore the vastness in a limited form of fast travel, but it also leads you to potentially more danger because you can get attacked along the way. So that all culminates in the journey, which is what they have here. I love this, the phrasing, the journey in an immersive world. So for those of you who appreciate the journey, not the destination, you're here for the entirety of that experience, the exploration, the immersion of the game world, living in this world. For those of you who appreciate that kind of stuff, you're in for a treat. Dragon's Dogma 2 is shaping up to be a really massive open world sandbox RPG where you could just go hog wild and go anywhere you want and truly have a journey equivalent of Dungeons and Dragons and a good tabletop setting where it's just so big you're constantly finding things to do. That's something that I'm most excited about. A lot of people are already theorizing that this is going to be another Baldur's Gate 3 where they put in 300, 500 hours into the game because you can just by doing side quests. You don't have to finish the game. You can just keep going and exploring and exploring and exploring. And I know for some people it's exactly what they were looking for. Is that what you're looking for? What's the thing that you're most looking forward to off of this list that we talked about today when it comes to the journey of Dragon's Dogma 2, what are you looking forward to the most in your playthrough? Is it fighting griffins? Is it getting undead? Is it becoming the Arisen, finding magical loot? What's your favorite aspect of journeying? And are you looking forward to ox carts? I am. I can't wait to defend an ox cart against a griffin. It's going to be good. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams between here and Twitch. There's a Discord. There's a Patreon. Lots of links are below for those of you who want to follow through, support the channel, and have fun things to do all the time with our community. So I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Happy gaming.